Well, hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dr. Movie. It's the French show, Dr. Movie, that you can, see half these movies in Target. No, not really. You can't find any of these in Target, I don't think.
Maybe Target.com is your best bet.
Probably so. So, as you can tell, I've got another special guest with me today, and man, I watch a lot of bad stuff, right? But this guy, he can bring up stuff that it just amazes me. And it is none other than Derek Bourgeois, Derek B, my boy Derek B.
Hey, what's going on, Rick, man?
He's like I don't know, he's got more podcasts than I do. He's all over the place. But I really enjoy, and you should too, go check out his YouTube page where he's covering all of his own movies and his own little spots and stuff. I really enjoy those, man.
Yeah, just a little, subset where I'm actually got a few recorded that I got to release very soon. I do like my horror stories, top 10 shows. I just kind of took a break because I just did 31 movie reviews for Halloween. So yeah. It was like, I was sick of hearing myself talk, so I had to take a little break for a few weeks. We're not going to get that going again.
Awesome. This can be a little confusing trying to explain this to you. If you go back and watch the old House of Wax episodes, and I talk about, zombie flesh eaters, well, that first movie is called Zombie, and we are covering one of the sequels called Zombie 4. Now, in America, if you try to do the math here, it doesn't make a lot of sense because the first one's called Zombie, then it jumps to Zombie 3,
yeah,
and then Zombie 4.
Yeah.
Well, why is there not a part 2? Well, actually, Zombie is actually Zombie Part 2 because Dawn of the Dead is considered the first zombie. I don't know if y'all caught all that, but in Italy, Dario Argento was the producer of the original Dawn of the Dead, and when he took it to Italy, he made his own cut of it, and it was released as Zombie. Mm-hmm. Fulci saw Dawn of the Dead, a.k.a., Zombie, and said, crap, I can do that. And he made Zombie 2. Zombie 3, he might have made, he might have not made. Who knows?
It's up in the air.
He definitely didn't make this one.
No.
Because it's one of Derek's favorite directors.
Claudio Fragazzo. I had to go there.
Yeah, when I sent him a message about coming on, his first thing he said, man, representing. So, Zombie 4. And right from the get-go, man, Fragazzo, again, you're talking Monster Dog. You're talking Troll 2.
Probably his most talked about movie.
Yeah. So, if you're expecting quality, you might get left out.
Yeah.
But they are so original and so bizarre that you end up talking about them, just like we're going to do.
Yeah.
So, when you first brought this movie up, there's one thing in particular you wanted to talk about. And this movie starts off with this opening theme song. It's kind of like Eye of the Tiger montage type song.
Living up the dead. Living up the dead. I'm living up the dead. Living up the
dead. Beating out the dead.
Yeah, man. Living after death.
Hey, the Italians are known for their rip-off 80s song. There's a movie called Paganini Horror, which you might cover one day.
Oh yeah.
It's about this all-girl band, and they sing this shitty version of "You Give Love a Bad Name," and they just change the lyrics. It's not common,
Oh, so you get this pretty awesome. I have to admit, it's a catchy song, man.
It gets you pumped.
It's 80s to the max. Matter of fact, you hear it, I don't know, a few times in the movie. So,
yeah.
But it comes out of that, and he goes to these catacombs, and there's this priest who's walking around. And his wife's in there, and she's walking around. So this voodoo priest is in there, and he's working his magic while his wife is slam dancing. I don't know, solid gold dancing. What is she doing, man?
She's trying to pretend that she's Tina Turner and Tommy. The acid queen herself. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So she's doing her thing, and he's, pushing her back because he's trying to do this spell. And then, while that's going on, we see these guys that are coming through with flashlights and machine guns, and you're thinking, uh-oh, vigilantes. Nope, you're wrong. They're scientists. They even say, we're scientists. And
they're packing.
Yeah, man. So something serious is going down on this island. This voodoo priest doesn't trust the scientists, so he's releasing hell on Earth, basically, and making all the dead come back. And unfortunately, he starts with his wife. And some laser lights come out of the book and fly into her mouth. They look like some special effects, maybe like Ninja 3 or something.
Yeah.
Little floaty things, and they go in her mouth. And she gets pulled down into the ground, which I thought was kind of cool. It's not bad.
Yeah.
And then our scientists show up, and they're not happy.
No.
And the gist of this story is the scientists came to the island, and you even get a little narration at the beginning of the movie talking about they've come here to try to cheat death and figure out a way to defeat death, and science getting in the way of nature and all that kind of stuff. Well, here you go. It's kind of the same story that you always hear, right? The doctor's trying to defeat death and don't mess with things you don't understand. But yeah, man, they're down there and they're they're threatening to shoot the priest, and he's like, "Yeah, shoot me here." And I'm like,
"Yeah," he's holding up his left man booby. He's like the Griffin in that Family Guy episode, like.
Oh, and then they shoot him, and he dies, and then his wife comes back, who looks more like a werewolf than anything, zombie werewolf, because she's got these protruding teeth that look really bad.
Yeah, she looks like something out of Howling 2.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
By the way, I should mention half the scientists are the cast of Rat's Night of Terror, right out the gate.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was talking to Richard last episode, we talked about it's kind of like this revolving door of using the same people because it's all the contacts and you're in that circle. Yeah. Use them because you already know what you're getting, right?
Yeah.
So, and, there's some pretty good kills right here that she's throwing people around, picks up the one guy by his head and pulls dude's eyeball out and all that stuff. It's not bad.
Yeah, she's making people in the pure hamburger meat.
I did notice a lot of the green coming out of the mouth, which gets used in probably Goblin 2 or Troll 2. And
yeah.
It's even in Demons, right?
Yeah.
They use kind of the green stuff. So there you go. You kind of see that similarity. While all this is going on, we're seeing a family that's outside that's trying to escape the island. It's a mother and father and a little daughter. And these zombies, man.
They're like fucking ninjas.
Yeah, they're dressed. You have to get initiated to become a zombie on this island, right? Because you have to get the black pants, the black hoodie.
Yeah, they're like the Foot Clan.
Yeah, exactly. They look like ninjas. It's like they had a surplus of ninja outfits and just put some makeup on their face. All right, you're a zombie. But I do have to say, we talk about the newest rendition of zombies, right? The fast-moving zombies and stuff. Hey, this is kind of the start of that. They're a bit too intelligent in this movie, I think, because they can sprint like. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, they can run full speed. They can use weapons. So yeah, they're ninjas, really.
Yeah.
At least the zombies have a fashion style, right?
Yeah.
So the dad ends up getting killed, and this whole scene with the mom,
Take this necklace. No.
I mean, dude's laying there being eaten by a zombie, but she's spending this time going, now you take this necklace and you run as fast as you can and don't look back and keep running. It's like,
Oh, and I love when the girl actually starts to leave, then she just stops and just wanders around. She looks around.
No, run! And then when the little girl finally, and I'm talking little girl, I'm talking 3, 4 maybe years old.
Yeah, 4 or 5, I would say.
Maybe that old. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's all about this necklace they give her. It's supposed to protect her. But then the mom turns around and picks up a piece of wood and smacks the zombie in the head. It's a little late. I mean, dude's already dead.
Yeah, you might as well kill him while you're doing it, too.
Yeah, so you might as, maybe back before you sent the girl off, you could have killed that one first and then sent your daughter. But anyways, I digress as he's digested. But anyways, the mom ends up getting killed too. And then all of a sudden it just flash forwards to modern time.
And then the song comes on.
The song comes on again, man.
They want to introduce my favorite character ever, fucking Muffin Top with his leather vest. Looks like a Motorhead roadie.
Yeah, man. I called him Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
So is.
Yeah, man. He's missing some teeth. And I don't even know what to say about these guys. They're old military buddies. I don't know if they're mercenaries or what the story is.
Porn stars.
It really is a mystery who these guys are to each other. But they're all on this boat trip together. And they've got 2 girls with them. One's hanging out with Hacksaw. And then the other girl, we don't really know anything about, but ends up being the little girl from the beginning of the movie. And she's even still got the necklace on. And they just happen to be cruising by the island.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
And when they get close to the island, the boat starts acting up because now I guess our ninja zombies have supernatural powers and can affect electricity.
They have a force field.
So the boat starts dying and they can't steer it anymore. It just takes them right into land. And now we're on the island. And then there's this other group of 3 people. Because you got to have a body count.
Yeah.
And these 3.
Chuck.
Yeah.
We got to talk about Chuck real quick.
Got to talk about Chuck.
Played by gay porn star actor Jeff Stryker.
And, I mean, they are scientists that are there to try to figure out what had happened on this island all these years ago. That's the best explanation I got of it.
Yeah, they're trying to find like the Necronomicon or Book of the Dead or some shit like that.
Yeah, and of course they find it and they open it up and just like you would expect, they're going to read out of it.
I got it. When they find the book, hilariously, it's written in permanent marker, Book of the Dead.
The Book of the Dead, right there on it. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, yeah, it's a little on the nose. But I had to make sure you knew what it was, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it says, hey, in order to bring back all the dead, read these 4 words. I mean, it even says it like that. It's like it's a Duncan Hines instruction manual for making a cake,
It's the Cliff Notes version of the Book of the Dead.
And what's funny is 2 of the words are zombie.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have come up with at least one more different word, right? It's like, National Zombie.
Klaatu Zombie. I forgot the other word.
It's like, all right. All right, then, it's done. So needless to say, when they read the words, you would expect a slow, kind of drawn out, bodies coming out of the grave. And I said, no, man, instantly. Ninja zombies show up and start ripping them apart, man. And it gets a little gruesome, but there's some, like, full-on hand-to-hand Chuck Norris combat going on right here. I mean, these zombies, man, are anything but zombies, really. Besides the eating the flesh, they walk like this, but when they get close to you, they do like this. It's excellent.
It's awesome.
So you get some good action here, and the girl in the group and our leader of the group dies off, and then we get Mr. I'm not buttoning my shirt up. He leaves, right? He runs out. He's the guy. He was too scared to read out of the book.
Yeah.
So he's heading back to our other group, who, and I have to say, this scene right here, man, when they first land on the island, and Tommy is standing out there and he sees something move, and he just takes off running after the dude.
Yeah.
Don't know who he is, or don't even have a reason to chase the guy. He takes off like this guy has stole his wallet. And it's a full-on race till they get back to, like, the beach. And Tommy just beats the crap out of this guy. No reason. There's absolutely no reason.
It's because he had a perfect chest.
I just laughed out loud and rewound this thing and watched it again because there's no reason for him to chase the guy. Because they're wandering through the jungle trying to get somewhere, and he just sees a guy off in the distance, sees him run, and he takes off. Just like your dog out in the yard. Like if a bird lands in your yard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly what it was like. So, just amazing. Anyways, when he finally beats the guy up, he's calling the rest of the guys over because he's looked at the ninja zombie's face, and half his face is like all messed up. And he turns his back on the zombie, which you never do. Yeah. And he jumps up and bites him on the neck. So now our group is hauling Tommy around just like you do in Dawn of the Dead, right? You already know how this is going to play out because they take him back. They find an old hospital, if you want to call it that, and strap him to a bed. And, you know, he's laying there and moaning and groaning. And obviously, you know what happens, right?
Yeah.
What do you expect to see in a hospital? You know, maybe some antiseptic, some bandages, and some M16s.
Yeah, there's just some guns. Well, it makes sense because the doctors that were there had guns when they went down in the catacombs.
That's true. That's true. Good cover up. I like that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey, these M16s are just laying around. Let's use them.
Yeah, why not? We're doctors, but we have guns, you know?
Yeah, so Jim Duncan's all excited now because now he's got him another M16. We can go against anybody just like in the old days now.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
It's insane. They also found an altar that they called Satan's Circle, which is just like 30 candles in almost kind of a moon shape. And the girl that's got the necklace starts telling them about the power of this necklace and how it protects them. And this is set up so you take your amulet and you set it in the middle of this, and it's the circle of Satan. There's really no other explanation than that.
Yeah, it's very straightforward.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It doesn't really say that it does anything. It's just, oh, that's the circle of Satan. Oh, well, make sure we don't step in it. It just, don't make any sense. Hacksaw ain't buying it. He thinks that's a bunch of crap. Blows out all the candles and goes on his merry way. Luckily, they found the M16s because right outside,
More zombies.
the zombie apocalypse is happening, right? They're starting to slowly pull up, which again blows my mind. We saw one running at full speed earlier, but they still prefer to just kind of do this from time to time till it's time to throw down.
It's like a union job, you know? They only have to run when they have to.
So we get some pretty good action, some pretty good fight scenes here of shooting some zombies, but it doesn't kill them because they don't know to shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
And that's when dude from the original group, or the group that read the book, shows up and says, no, you got to shoot them in the head. So just like every zombie movie, you're fulfilling that gap of, oh, now we know the if, ands, or buts that we have to do, right? Is this where Tom changes?
Yeah, he changes, and him and the girl have an altercation, and they're fighting now. And, this craziness, because sometimes it confuses me on rewatch of this one, because I think I went to go take a piss when Hacksaw actually became a zombie.
Right. Yeah. So Tom jumps up. Well, actually, he attacks the first girl. Remember, because the girl gets up and she wants to be with Hacksaw. and she's lonely or whatever, and they kind of get close, and all of a sudden you get the leaping zombie that comes out of nowhere that jumps up on the front porch, and they get rid of him. But in the process, the girl backs up to Tommy that's on the bed, and he ends up killing her.
Yeah, that's right.
But then he attacks the little girl with the necklace, right?
Yeah.
Who I'm going to say looks a lot like, she's kind of a Barbara Crampton looking girl.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just some of the acting she did was very Crampton. So,
Yeah.
you know, some
I don't know if
features.
that's a good or bad thing.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, me too.
But then again, I like Andre the Giant as an actor too. So,
Oh, yes.
anybody like a peanut? So Tommy gets up, starts attacking to our hero, our girl we're following, and she stabs him with some scissors. And even, you know, I'm bringing the Barbara Crampton thing, but his makeup effect when he turns, he looks like somebody that would have been in Reanimator to a certain degree, almost like her dad. He's got that kind of look about him.
Yeah.
He reaches back,
a little bit more drier, but yeah, I can see it. Yeah,
he's crusty.
yeah.
Pulls those scissors out, got a little squirt going on. Yeah, it's all right, man.
Yeah.
It's all right. And he tries to attack her, and then the scene where she backs away, and you see a ninja climbing up in this window.
In slow-mo, jumps on her.
And he jumps like it's a stunt man for sure. I mean, and you're like, I just don't know that a zombie would do that. I don't know that a zombie would climb up and say, if I can leap from here and I can get her, instead of just working off of basic motions, you know. That's what's pretty comical about this movie. But I'm gonna say it, it's entertaining, man.
You know, for all the shit Fragasso gets, he has made some fun movies, and this is probably his most fun one that I like. Troll 2, it's a movie. It's an experience. You know, I think this is better than Troll 2.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt, man. This is actually, you can comprehend this movie to a certain degree, whereas Troll 2,
yeah,
everything's in the air. I mean,
yeah. You know, like he even wrote a lot of like the Bruno Mattei like films and stuff like Rats and Hell of the Living Dead. And you know, the thing, he always writes like dark endings to his movies. Even Zombie 3, he wrote the screenplay for, and that ends on a dark note. You know.
Well, I read somewhere where, because he helped write that one, but then he was also in production with this one at the same time they were making part 3.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it makes sense because they actually share like some of the same cast and crew too, both movies. You know, Fulci was doing that, and he was doing this one, and you know he had to finish it with Mattei because Fulci left.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so we get to the point to where we get Hacksaw Jim Duggan's gonna have this big fight with the zombies out front, and he gets out there and he's throwing down, man. He's knocking around. He's doing what he does best. And then all of a sudden, his girlfriend that came up to him earlier is over by a tree, and she says something to him, and she turns around and half her face is covered with her hair. Well, obviously, when they pulled her hair back, she's zombified, even though she just spoke plain English to him. Like, you've come a long way to get me, or something like that. And now she's this full-fledged zombie. So the whole rules of the zombies, you can just throw those out the window with this movie.
Yeah.
It really don't matter, because anything goes. Needless to say, Hacksaw gets bitten. We get a face-off between Zombie Jim Duggan and White Gossett Jr.
Is that the guy with the mustache?
Yeah. That's what he looks like. It's like Lou Gossett Jr. if he was a white guy and had some hair.
Yes. It's true. I can see it now.
But again, those rules of being a zombie totally go out the window again, because Zombie Jim Duggan can talk and call you names and shoot a gun.
Can we talk about his look at a zombie? Like,
Yeah.
yo, man, like when you just see like his nipples are bitten off and it's so noticeable. It's all I was staring at. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, they again, the Italian cinema, man. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna throw things in there to just make you go, well, that's different.
That's something like, yeah, I didn't see that before.
So yeah, they face off, and White Gossett Jr. gets hurt,
Yeah.
gets shot, and they come and get him and put him back in the bed.
Of course.
Yeah. So again, same kind of process, right?
It's just our two leads and Forrest Whitaker's dad now.
Yeah. Forrest Whitaker's dad. And then all of a sudden, White Gossett Jr. turns into a zombie, and he's really good with a gun, even in zombie state. Because he starts shooting the other guy, and it's like, not shooting to kill either. He's shooting to maim, put you in some pain, shooting your kneecaps out from a bed, laying down in a bed with an M16.
Yeah, kneecaps, shoulders. He's aiming for like everywhere that's not a kill spot, so you're just bleeding out, you know?
So our shirtless guy from the first group and our girl with the tiki necklace are making their way out because the other guy says, I'm going to stay here and we're going to get them all in here. So all the zombies start coming in. He pulls out the old hand grenade.
Kaboom.
Blows up a bunch of zombies. But if they're really ninja zombies, they would have got out of there. Just saying.
Yeah.
They would have smoke screened and been gone. Oh, you know what I call the other guy? Hollywood from Mannequin.
Oh, yeah. I can see it.
Zombie Gossett Jr. is in the bed, jumps up and shoots Hollywood from Mannequin 20 times.
Oh, this movie.
So Jenny and shirtless dude, next morning, they go back. They're running, trying to find a way off the island, and they go back and they find the cave where all this started, right?
Yeah.
All the way back to our witch doctor at the beginning. And they walk in there, and there's your altar again, your circle of Satan. The book is laying there, and she throws a tiki necklace in the fire, and then zombies show up, and they kill shirtless dude, and then Jenny is looking into a mirror, I guess.
She rips her face off?
She starts ripping her face off, so it's like she's now the embodiment of a zombie, I guess, or... yeah, who knows, right? Again, that's Italian cinema. They just showed you something crazy. I mean, she starts like pulling her eyeball out and ripping half her face off, but she acts like she's preparing herself.
It.
Yeah. Like she's putting on lipstick, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it goes off.
Dun, 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 dun. Living out the dead.
Yeah, man. So, as crazy as it is, as low budget as it is, this movie's a lot of fun. You've got a little bit of drag maybe when they're trying to get to the island,
Yeah.
but other than that, it's getting with it.
Yeah, it's fun, you know. Like, I think this one has a little bit, like, I'm not saying it's as well made as the original Zombie, but it has a lot of connections to the original Zombie. Where, like, set it on an island.
Yep.
You know, the supposed voodoo curse, it kind of expands on that more.
Yeah.
I feel like this is more of a sequel to Zombie than Fulci's sequel, because that one's more of a Return of the Living Dead ripoff.
Yeah. It really went another direction for sure. But yeah, I feel the same way. This is like if you took, hey, let's take the original Zombie, or Zombie 2 if you're paying
But
attention.
it had Nightmare City.
It had Nightmare City and a little dash of Howling 2. There you go.
Exactly.
Which I like all three of those.
Yeah. I can watch all three of those, and I can watch this any day of the week, you know?
Yeah, man. Awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen any of these, and Derek, you can chime in on this too, but I would say go back and watch Zombie first,
Yeah.
and then I'd probably jump to this one
Yes.
as a
I
follow-up.
agree.
And if you feel like it, you can check out part 3 as well. But I think this one's more enjoyable.
I do too. Because like we said, we kind of mentioned it. Zombie 3 also had a lot of technical issues. Fulci did leave, and they had to add a lot of other scenes, and it just felt kind of disjointed in that sense too. Where this one is just one director's and his vision.
Yeah.
The crazy vision.
Yeah, any Fugazi's visions are. Yeah.
But I do love that he just ends them all on dark notes. Like even Rat's Night of Terror.
Yep.
Fucking one of the best endings ever. The whole movie, you could say anything about that movie. One of the fucking best endings ever to a movie ever.
Pretty awesome. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, again, if you're a fan of these kind of flicks, I think this is a no-brainer. You have to check it out, especially if you're a completist. And, you have to have a love for the cheese, because that's definitely where this kind of falls.
Yeah.
But you know what? Overall, the effects are not too shabby, man. Not too shabby.
Yeah, man.
Acting,
I agree.
you get a pass on the acting because, again, these are the same people get used a lot. And it's a lot of overdubbed because of the Italian,
Style
dialogue.
of-
Yeah. But that's just part of the ride, man. Part of the ride. Where else are you going to see a movie where parents are trying to leave an island and they just send their 4-year-old daughter off of the deck and go, just run that way?
Just run.
Yeah. We couldn't run ourselves, even though we're a whole lot faster. But no, you run, and we'll stay here and die.
Did they ever show how she got off the island?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Her mom is being surrounded by all the zombies, and she kind of goes down, and then it's a boat.
Years later.
Yeah, it don't even tell you that.
Yeah.
You don't even know that. There's nothing to say. All these years later, nah, just jump right to the next thing.
Yeah. You just tell because of the age of the girl.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What you got? Anything else you want to say about this one, man?
No, like I said, it's an enjoyable, fun ride, and I never got to really talk about this movie before, so that's why I want, when we were talking about, you gotta go something like Burial Ground, and I'm like, oh, I got a movie for you, man.
I knew that you would bring something different to the show because we like that Nightmare City kind of level there, right? So
yeah, I actually just reviewed Nightmare City recently on my podcast, Cinema Attack. And it was a fun discussion because we even went into the ending of that one, how as viewers felt like about it, because that's a very decisive ending in that movie in general.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, since you're talking about that, I'm going to let you take the run here. Tell everybody where they can find everywhere you're at, because I will screw it up.
Sure. My main show, Cinema Attack, we are actually on anchor.fm. Just search. We're on most podcatchers. If we're not, then just let us know. You can find most of our stuff on the Cinema Attack Facebook group. Just join there. I post most of the shows and a lot of the Facebook groups, but most of the new updates and new show info you just find there. I also have a show that I do with my good friend Miss Lacey Lou on the Cut to the Chase feed called They're Here podcast. Show's been kind of a little busy getting out, but our last episode we did Poltergeist, so that was a fun one. That was a few months ago, though.
Yeah.
Once we get all settled, probably New Year, They're Here will be pumping out more shows more regularly. On the Dark Discussions Network, I'm on No More Room in Hell with Mike Merriman and Mr. Venom, where we just do we each pick 2 movies each turn. Last one was actually an Italian episode that I picked where I did Graveyard Disturbance and House of Clocks, Lamberto Bava and Fulci film.
Yeah.
So that was a good time. And also, me and Venom also started up another side project with our other friend Donna Nelly called Creature Comforts, which is a side show from No More Room in Hell, where we just cover creature features of all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my jam. Yeah.
Did them with Bo Ransdale recently. And finally, we just actually released an episode on the Legion Podcast Network where the return of underwater kaiju from outer space. Where we released an episode on Gamera versus Barugan, and we continued the Ultraman retrospective. Very excited that show's back. Where we can just cover Japanese creature feature type movies plus sci-fi movies and that stuff. So yeah, that's about it for me. I have a few guest spots coming up, but you can find those on most of the other places.
And also, if you follow me on Hell, Ming, and other stuff, you're going to see those advertised in there as well. They drop those in there so we can check them out too. So
yeah,
you got to check them out. I mean, if you like kind of these kind of flicks, then he's all over it. Hey, also the thing you're doing with Gary, man, on Patreon.
Oh yeah, Blood from the Core. Thank you for that's how many shows I have now.
Told you guys, he's in more shows than I am. I mean, I can't keep up with it.
yeah, Blood from the Core, which is exclusive for the Legion Patreon. We have a episode probably coming out. Not sure. I actually got to message him, but I know the next episode. I think it's too far to scream. So 80s like New York based thriller, because Blood from the Core is a show where we cover only New York based horror and thriller movies.
Right.
Yeah, which is a fun experience. We have a few episodes out of that. You can check that out on Legion Patreon.
Absolutely.
Where $2 a month, you get tons of content.
Bunch of stuff. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming on, and I know we're going to do more of these. There's no question. I mean, there's too many movies to be had.
Oh, yeah. I had some ideas.
I'm sure you do. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, folks. We will check you later.